Yo, hello, good night, good evening, wagwan. You don't know already, say, John Rocker TV, that part. See, yo, anyway, you can follow me, Instagram, Twitter, IG, at King Jam Rocker. You know what I mean? Tonight's video, you can jump into a little bit of current events. You know what I mean? Wagwan out there. Yeah, anyway, right? So, of course, as you know, St. Vincent and the Grenadines are going through, there's a volcano erupting on the island. So, just keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Also, donate to the Vincy Strong Relief Drive. I have the information on my Instagram page. You can find it. It's right there. You know what I mean? Address and everything. So, you want to drop off some supplies, definitely do that. Also, of course, tonight's video is really just about, not so much just about current events, but what to avoid when it comes to dealing with people in today's world, pretty much. That which is racism, police brutality, all that. So, of course, a couple of miles away from where George Floyd was murdered, the police shot and killed Daunte Wright. You know what I mean? And the excuse, yes, that's right, excuse that they gave was, the police woman, the lady thought that she had a taser in her hand, but she actually had a gun. So a lot of people are running comparisons as to which is which, that which isn't. You know, a lot of BS is being said. You know what I'm saying? Now, those of us who are in the know don't need to run side-by-side comparisons, don't need to accept excuses that we know are BS, because there's absolutely no reason for what cops continue to do to black people. That includes women, men, children, all that. You know what I mean? For years, of course, we get harassed, beat up, guns pointed in our face, sometimes shot at. You know what I mean? Of course, also the officer that shot Jacob Blake. That officer went back on the job and won't face disciplinary action for it. Meanwhile, Jacob Blake himself is paralyzed for life, not temporarily, for life. So, again, over the years, when these incidents happen, when these killings happen, a lot of times people get into victim blaming. So, for instance, with Trayvon Martin, the reason was he was wearing a hoodie and I thought he was suspicious, so boom. With Eric Garner, they said he was overweight and he had a heart attack. That's why he died, instead of him clearly being choked out on camera. With George Floyd, they try to say he had drugs in his system and everything, even though the man had a knee in his fucking neck. I don't mean to really profanity or anything like that, but because of what's going on, you know, shit is real, and I will not mince words for these kinds of things. Now, a lot of times people will try to play what they call devil's advocate whenever they're trying to defend police. You know what I'm saying? I've experienced that argument firsthand, and I will tell you right now, everything when it comes to, hear the other side, devil's advocate, whatever, it's just a cover-up, a fancy cover-up, if you will. You know what I mean? It's a fancy cover-up to defend racism. You know what I mean? Even the freaking, what else? Of course, freedom of speech. It's been used to defend and uphold racism. Even though we know that the First Amendment got clauses, people use it to defend and spout a bunch of ignorant comments, you know what I mean? Now, I'm in the streets, of course, so you gotta duck, dodge, and all types of shit when it comes to people passing by. But you know how I do. Anyway, the latest argument is that with this particular case of Daunte Wright, the officer in question has 26 years of experience as a field trainer and all of that. So for her to say, oh, I didn't know the difference between a taser and a gun, you knew what it was. That's all these excuses are psychological mind games to play with people. And the people in the know are not trying to be played with in any way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? So if you know something is clearly bullshit, I would advise not only not entertaining it, but also not rationalizing it. And avoid people who try to rationalize that shit. If they're trying to rationalize anybody, like, check it out, yo. If you're a black person in America, whether you're creative, no matter like what occupation you have in particular, right? And you got people out here that anytime you see another cop killing another black person, you got people out here that want to sit up there and justify shit. If they're justifying it, just know that if, God forbid, knock on wood, if you're feeling you can knock on wood, if something happens to you because of a police officer, that is exactly what they're going to say about you. You know what I mean? Granted, there are some who, no excuses. No excuses. If that's how you feel, if you feel like responding to Black Lives Matter with All Lives Matter is the thing for you to do, in addition to not being sucker-free, you're racist. And most importantly, your black friends shouldn't associate with you. So for all the black people out there who got friends that want to be on some bullshit when it comes to cops killing us and shit, stop associating with them. Cut the toxicity out your life, you know what I mean? Now, the explosion of all the demonstrators. By the way, shout out to people that demonstrated last year, you know what I mean? Shout out to people that demonstrated for George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and everybody, you know what I mean? Shout out to them. You demonstrated last year and you saw people that were saying a bunch of counter shit, basically supporting police, defending them at every turn. Disassociate yourself with them. You know what I mean? If you weren't out there demonstrating, but you were providing resources to stuff, big up yourself, of course. You know what I mean? I got to a point personally where when I saw what happened at the Capitol on January 6th of this year, all them Confederate motherfuckers started calling them terrorists, because pretty much that's what they are. Now if this video seems a little incendiary to you, then guess what? Watching videos of police killing black people and the media trying to kill black people even further by saying, oh, they were criminals, oh, they did drugs, they did this, they did that. That's incendiary to me, you know what I mean? A lot of it is incendiary. So, what I advise to my people out there, everybody that's in the know, whether you're black, white, Asian, indigenous, you know what I mean? Do not fall for a lot of the psychological mind games that people want to play in these quote-unquote arguments. The conversation that some pundits have suggested that people sit down and have, at this point it's a dog whistle now. It's one of the racist dog whistles, along with progress. You know what I mean? So I don't believe in none of this shit. But most importantly, like, when you're dealing with those, including family members that want to be ignorant too, you can cut the toxicity out your life too, you know what I mean? It's nothing new. I actually read a book that documented all the racially charged violence toward black people from Reconstruction era, and it went all the way up to 1963. I had to skim through that. I read the first couple pages, then I skimmed all the way to because I wanted to see where it ended. Shit said 1963. Imagine how many more have happened in the past 60 years. You know what I mean? So, with that being said, you know, as people who are creatives, this stuff affects us too. You know, so don't sit here and be obnoxious and act like, oh, this shit don't affect us and shit ain't real. That's what I would say. So, yeah. Of course, if you'd like, comment, subscribe. If you're being racist in the comments, I will block you. I'm not gonna go back and forth with you. You're just gonna get reported and blocked. It's that simple. Don't play games with people. And yo, I've even had people come up to me and tell me, oh, you always got some shit to say on Facebook, blah, 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 blah. I had a jam too. Yeah. And then proceed to go on a pro-Trump rant about quote unquote illegal immigrants. Yo, I tell you, people are on some bullshit. You know what I mean? And we're in a time where we can't really get with that, you know what I'm saying? Can't really subscribe to that ignorance. Yo, anyway, you know the deal. Like, comment, subscribe, and stay safe. Remember, cultural perspectives matter, just like Black lives, okay? And stay sucker free. If you ain't sucker free, get sucker free immediately, please. Because I don't got time to be being a cultural consultant every single time somebody wants to come with some quote unquote, for whatever they call a fucking counter argument or devil's advocate just to say, oh, I'm not defending, but I'm defending, please. You know what I mean? So be safe, be blessed, and of course remain sucker free. It's the Vibesman, of course, QSTV every other Thursday at 8 p.m. And of course, I'm still doing that challenge life. Don't forget that. In classics we trust. Peace. Oh, and if you find somebody trying to get wild with you, being racist to you, tell them to suck out their mama. You feel me? Peace.